Numbers are everywhere. Numbers are all over the place, right? They're phone numbers. We use them to call people, to contact people. There's addresses telling you where someone lives in their address, the number of their apartment or their house, our birthday, the date in general. Numbers are everywhere. But are some numbers lucky? Are some numbers unlucky? Let's talk about it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English on Autopilot. And today is the third video that we have talking about superstitions. In the first video, we talk about superstitions in general. What are they? If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend clicking up there and watching the first video so you can understand exactly what I mean when I say superstitions. The second video we talk about are superstitions about animals, cats, owls, even snakes. I also recommend watching that video as well. So if you can, go ahead, click that link up there because it's also very interesting. I learned a lot from that video as well, just making it. But today, we're focused on numbers. In different cultures, certain numbers have different meanings about whether they will bring you good luck, maybe money, fortune, or just good things to happen. Whereas other numbers you want to avoid, you want to stay away from because they bring bad luck. We're going to talk about that today. Which numbers bring good luck in different cultures, and which numbers do some people like to avoid? Let's get into it. Before we talk about the numbers, whether they're lucky or unlucky, let's discuss why. Why do some numbers bring good luck in certain cultures, and why do some people avoid certain numbers in other cultures? Well, there's one belief called numerology. Numerology is basically the idea that numbers have power, that numbers have power that can affect your life. Some people even believe that they can tell the future just by a set of numbers. We're going to have a whole video on numerology in the future because I think it's a very crazy, wild belief, but at the same time, very interesting. Now, there's other reasons. Some of them come from the language themselves. What I mean by that is the sound or the way that a number might be written. Those meanings, if they have a similar sound or the way a number even looks, can make people attracted. They want to have that number, or can make people even fear that number. Sometimes it's from history. Sometimes it's the historical context surrounding the number that make people attracted to, like the number, or scared of the number. It can even be related to religion. It can even be something that's related to religion or mythology. Certain events or mythological stories from the past can make people feel a certain way around a number, including historical context. The history around the number and the culture can make people feel one way or the other about certain numbers. And of course, as is the case with many things surrounding superstitions, sometimes it's just a coincidence. Sometimes one event, one silly little event, can lead to an entire culture of people believing in a superstition. Let's start with Western cultures. This includes Europe, the United States, Latin America, the West, right? In the West, we have one very unlucky number, which is, of course, the number 13. Now, the number 13 is not a good number in the United States, in Europe, and normally people avoid this number. especially in the United States, Friday the 13th. There's even an amazing horror movie, Friday the 13th, but it's known to be unlucky. However, if you love tattoos, it's a great day for you because tattoo shops across the country do tattoos on Friday the 13th that cost $13. Very cheap for a tattoo. Normally they're very small and there's only certain tattoos you can get, but if you love tattoos, then you probably also love Friday the 13th. However, we also try to avoid this number and even go as far to skipping that number in hotels. Now, in a hotel, normally they're very big, right? They have a lot of floors. They have a lot, a lot of floors. And let's imagine that this is the 11th floor here, the 11th. This is the 12th, and this should be, this next floor, of course, should be the 13th floor. But a lot of the times in hotels, they do not use the 13th floor. No, instead, they jump right to the 14th floor. I know, kind of crazy, right? But it's true. Now, why? A lot of people believe that this goes back all the way to the time of Jesus Christ and the birth of Christianity, right? The birth of the Christian religion. Now, why? This goes back all the way to the Last Supper. The Last Supper that Jesus had with his apostles, with his followers. And at that dinner, how many people attended it? Well, 13. 13 people, including Jesus Christ. And what happened after was Jesus was, of course, murdered, right? He was sentenced to die, he was sentenced to death, and was killed for blasphemy, for going against other religions, and by teaching things that were not accepted at the time. So the number 13 is seen as unlucky due to the Last Supper and what happened to Jesus Christ. And since then, in the Western world, we avoid the number 13. Another reason why is because the number 12 in numerology is seen as a complete number, right? We have 12 months in the year. We have 12 zodiac signs. And so they believe the number 12 is complete, is very whole. And instead of following the number 12, when 13, one number above, is seen as an incomplete number. It's bad juju. They don't like the number 13. It's another reason as well. But let's continue to another number and another culture. Now in China, the color red is lucky. So we're going to put the lucky number in red. In China, the lucky number is number 8. And the unlucky number is number 4. The number 4 they avoid in China, whereas the number 8 is seen as very good fortune, very good luck. Now, China, for their reasoning, is connected very deeply to the language itself. In Chinese, the number 8 sounds very similar to the number of to get rich, to make money. So people like the number 8 because it signifies money, right? People even pay. People pay money to get the number 8 in their phone number or on their license plate when they drive a car because they think it'll bring good fortune. In 2008, in the year 2008, China hosted the Olympics in Beijing. And the Olympics started exactly August 8th August 8th, 2008, and even more, at exactly 8:08 p.m. Now, this is not a coincidence. There's a reason why they planned it exactly this way to bring good luck. So, this is a very strong belief in China, even making sure that the Olympics started on a numerically perfect date for them. Now, the number 4 also has a connection to the language. In Chinese, the number 4 sounds like death. It sounds like the word death, literally, which is why people avoid it. They even go as far as skipping that number in floors, just like the United States. They'll go 1, 2, 3. Then they might even put, instead of 5, they might put 3, 8, for example, instead of the number 4, just like in Western cultures. Now, in Japan, it's also similar to China because it's connected to the language. And in Japanese, the number 4 and the number 9 are both very unlucky numbers. In Japan, it's very negative, it's very bad to give someone a gift where there's 4 of something or 9 of something, because the numbers sound like in Chinese like death, but also the number 9 sounds very similar to the word suffering. So do not give a Chinese person a gift of 4 or of 9. Do not do it. They will not be happy with your gift. They do the same thing where also they skip the number when they're numbering the floors of a building. In Italy, the number 17 is seen as very unlucky. And this has a historical context because in Roman numerals, all the way back during the Roman Empire, 17 is written as X, V, I, I. But in Latin, the language they spoke in the Roman Empire, if you rearrange the letters, you get this word. I do not know how it's pronounced in Latin, even though I studied Latin in college. It was a while ago. But I think it's Wixie, maybe like that. Because the V, I believe, is a W sound. I'm not exactly sure. If someone speaks Latin, put it in the comments below how to pronounce this word. But the important thing is the meaning of this word. So now, this word has two meanings, meaning I have lived, and it also means I have died. So now we understand why the number 17 is still seen today in Italy as something unlucky. Again, it's the connection to death. And now, of course, let's talk about one more lucky number in Western culture, specifically in Las Vegas and Nevada, where I'm from. The lucky number 7. The lucky number 7. But not just one 7. No, no, no. The lucky number is 777 because it means you hit the jackpot when you're gambling. 777 is known to be lucky because of that, because it means you just won a lot of money, right? What about you? What about in your culture? I know there's many other superstitions around numbers around the world, and I'd like to learn about them. Put in the comments below, in your culture, which numbers are considered lucky and which numbers are considered unlucky. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to keep getting more input, and we will see each other in the next video. Bye.